Well, and there's one thing I'll throw out. By the way, as far as book recommendations too, I reference this one a lot in the Building the Cathedral book on personal myth. But there's a wonderful book called Living Myth by D. Stevenson Bond, and he describes what we're talking about as symbolic consciousness, and gets at these dynamics really, really well as
Oh
well.
yeah.
But I do want to also make a meaningful distinction, which is that uh, this doesn't apply to everything, right? Like I can't say, if it's raining outside, I can't just say, well, I don't want to believe it's raining because I don't want to get wet, or what have you, right? And certainly,
Mhm.
it's like, oh, I don't want to believe that there's a cliff there. Like
Yeah.
we bump up against reality, but
Oh yeah.
there's a layeredness to reality, and there's a deep interpretive aspect to many, 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 many aspects of reality to
Yeah.
varying degrees. Now, where interpretation in some ways is paramount, then I think these ideas that we're exploring are really, really salient. Because in some ways, it's kind of a choice. Like, how do
Mhm.
we choose to see the world? Um, but some things aren't as amenable to how I choose to see them. I'm
Absolutely.
either,
Yeah.
falling off
You've
a
got to
cliff or
have
not.
you got to have epistemic standards, and I
Yes,
think
yes.
actually that one of the things that marks the difference between, say, like the critical engagement with a fantasy or a story and the uncritical engagement is where the story rubs up against reality.
Mm,
Uncritical engagement just goes with the story, whereas I think
mm,
critical engagement involves an awareness of that tension that tries to subordinate the structures of the story to the dictates of reality, basically.
mm, Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I mean, and I would posit that, philosophers in various ways have explored some of these ideas, but I find these profoundly meta-modern in nature. And so, just as there was a whole period of postmodern philosophy exploring some of the key ideas in that paradigm, like these are the questions philosophers, thinkers should be asking, really digging into,
Yeah.
performing in their own psychoactive ways, undermining,
Yeah.
subverting,
Yeah.
all these kinds of things, right?